don't look like my lighting is the way I want. I don't know. All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Nope, that's not gonna get it. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. My clothes just look like they. Um. Let me get a. Okay, maybe the out there. Okay, that's it. Right there. All right. I'm all ready. Um. I'm missing something, but that's okay. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely Sabbath afternoon that the Most High Yah has made. Yes, He has made it. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I give all honor and praise to He that controls the heavens and the earth, and underneath the earth and above the earth. I give Him all praise, all glory, and honor. I thank Him for being who He is all by Himself. He don't need us to be who He is. He is the I am. I know Sister Deborah seemed like she's all over the place. I thought I was ready, but I guess I really wasn't. Um, he don't need us to make him who he is. He is the I am, the beginning and the end. And ain't nobody going to be able to tamper with that. Like they have tampered with many things. Today I was in the kitchen and I was washing dishes. And the Spirit of the Most High was speaking unto me. And I kept saying, okay, I'm going to remember that. I'm going to remember that. But guess what I did? I said, let me go get my paper and pen so I can write this down. And I am so grateful for him leading me in that direction because he didn't have to. But he wanted me to write down what he was saying. And in that process of the information that he was bestowing upon me, I realized, wait a minute, this is something I didn't know. I knew, but I didn't know. And what I mean by that is when Yah comes and he teaches you all things, he's still that spoon feeder. Right today, everybody thinking they eat meat. They know it all. They got it made. But with me, I'm willing to admit I am a spoon feeder. I am a servant of the Most High Yah that is spoon fed by him. Get it now? Spoon fed. What he was telling me in the water, washing dishes today, he gave me the time to go get my pen and piece of paper. It wasn't like I said, let me go get really go. I said it after he put it on me to do so. So I want to make sure I say that right. It wasn't that me, I think that I could hold what he said. But he wanted me to write it down. And I am so grateful because when I finished cleaning up the kitchen, yes, cleaning up the kitchen, yes, washing dishes on what you call Sabbath, okay? What people don't understand is they're living the guideline of what man say and said the Sabbath is, the Sabbath was, and the Sabbath is going to be. And it's going to rest within them always when heaven and earth is gone. It's going to go with them. It's going to die with them. It's going to rise up for judgment with them. The way they have taken on our creator, our father, our all in all, our I am, and made him to the world that which they see fit. Because that's why I see it. They didn't take the Most High Yah and place him where he should have been where he is. They placed him in a place where man is comfortable having him. And this is why you have so many different denominations, different religions. Why? Because everybody is placing the Most High Yah in a place where they are comfortable. Where they are comfortable. They're not placing him where he needs to be placed in them, nor on the outside of them. They want to place him to line up with their own understandings, with their own interpretation, with their own feelings, with their own emotions, with their own wisdom, with their own knowledge, and with their own understanding, not knowing that he that sits on the throne got his own wisdom, got his own knowledge. He is the understanding. While we on as humans, we're down here trying to make him what we want him to be. You see? And we didn't turn everything he created upside down in a way of our flesh, where our flesh can be content. These are the untold stories in which, not stories, these are the untold truth of what is and what was and what shall always be before us, because we took on understanding everything in the power, in the power, in the power of the flesh. And that's why we're where we at today and where we're going. It's worse than what you see today. Let's put it like that. So I mentioned to you all about re diet. I call it. It used to be uh, redirect. That's what it was. But they changed it to redirect, redirect. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And every now and then, when I want to hear what I already know that is going on in the world, y'all, in the world, I can turn to them and they will tell me everything the Ruach already taught me that took place in the world, y'all. And it is off the chain. And just to hear them talk about it today, I feel so good inside, because I said, Father, but that's what you told me when things happened. When these things happened, instant, the Ruach in me identified exactly what was going on in the world during the time these things were taking place. Even the things that's coming forth, they are now connecting the things that they found out today that was taking place with everything that has happened, especially in United States and also in Russia. They're learning that the whole world is lying and been lying. And they're, I don't know where along the line, but I thought about what the Father said to me when I was washing dishes this morning. He said this. Let me get it out. He said that, now that's the flesh. That's the flesh. He said that there are those that are here to inform and to bring awareness to the world. They have no idea that they are themselves of the world, because they think because they're telling the world what the Father is suffering them to tell the world, they just assume that they are not of the world. The Father was explaining to me his servants is not out there to feed the world, but there are those that heavens has assigned to receive information to take to the world. So the world is getting fed more so than those that are in the spirit. Why? Because you're dealing with the broad gate. You're dealing with the multitude that's leading to the broad gate. You're dealing with those that are written in the land, and not in the land book, like in the books of many books that leads those individuals in the books in the kingdom to the lake of hell. It's called the book of the dead. You see? So these are the people in the world. So the Father said, just as I have said to you over and over and over, there are those that he has suffered to come to represent the world. Let me give you an example, and I'm just pulling this out of a basket. You just say, for instance, you know how there are attorneys that represent people who are doing different things, crime. Different attorneys represent. You can't use an attorney to fight a murder case, a divorce attorney to fight a murder case. You see what I'm saying? You got to go to the ones that handle divorces and the one that handle murders. You can't just go to any attorney expecting your case to be your case to be not just one but represented. You got to go to the right attorney. When that's what the Father is saying, the world goes to the world for their info, and y'all see to it that the world feeds the world what they need, even when they thinking that they are of Yah. No, you assigned, you are written to support, to feed, to bring prophecies to the world. But there are those who are my servants, is coming to bring prophecies to Israel, to Judah, and those that's in the body of Hamashiach. What does it look like for my prophets and my prophetess to bring food to the world, or to bring warning or clarity to the world regarding what the Most High is saying and what Most High is doing? So he was explaining to me in the water that whether it's the prophet or the prophetess for the world, or the prophet or the prophetess for the spiritual servants of Yah, both of them been assigned. That's what he was explaining to me in the water. Both been assigned. One is assigned to help the world. That's why I was trying to understand that, but I don't put too much emphasis on it. How is it Yah is sending prophets and prophetess to warn a world that has already been warned? Why would he want to warn people who have done all the evil they can possibly do and still doing it? But I'm going to come and warn them what is going to happen to them. The warning was already prophesied. It had already been written for we to understand it. But when the Ruach comes, he comes to bring it, to clarify exactly what is taking place. And this is why people get confused with the prophets of the servant of the Most High Yah with the prophets of the servants of the world. They don't understand that everything was wrote in and wrote out from the kingdom. You see? Everything. But he made sure that gave you a warning and a head up by informing you. Now watch this. There shall be many false prophets, teachers, pastors. He said it. So me today, as a prophetess of a servant of Yah, can see that Yeshua even prophesied it, that there are going to be these false prophets, these false teachers, these false pastors, but many false prophets. Why? Many goes through the broad gate, y'all. You see what I'm saying? See, when we see in all these many, there should be many come as false prophets. Don't forget, When it's many, those are the ones that's going through the broad gate. They are assigned. How could Yeshua come and give us the warning if the warning wasn't already written in the kingdom? I saw, not saw, I heard that Yeshua told Satan when he tempted him, for it is written. Satan bounced back and he told him again, it is written. So somewhere, not only do Yeshua know all things is written, Satan knows all things is written. So when you come and you bring it and you level it off on the earth, when you are a spiritual servant of the Most High Yah, it is your duty to separate the two. And if you cannot separate it, you're still okay. Why? Because the Ruach is the teacher of all things. He's in you. He shows you. He reveals to you. And you ever learning. It ain't no end to your learning from this Holy Spirit in you. You ever learning. And that's what I have been on this devil platform telling people. If he can sit and talk to me throughout the day, in the midnight hour, in my sleep, while I'm in the water, what's y'all problem? Why ain't he talking to y'all? You see what I'm saying? See, that leads me to understand that voice at 4 years old, all the way down, been talking to me ever since then. He ain't going nowhere. He's dealing with me right where I'm at. So he was explaining to me that the servants that the servants of the spirit is different than the servants for the world. That's why he warned of false prophets. You see, that lines up with false prophetess, false teachers, false pastors shall come in the last days. This is what you see. How can it be said if it had not already been written in the kingdom? So when Yeshua pull up, he tell you the same thing, but he's telling you what is already written of the Father. So when I was in the water, he just came out of nowhere and he was telling me about so when I spoke to you and you asked the question, will I send those that to speak to the world? I sent everybody. Check, check. I sent everybody where they at and where they going. Don't forget the book, the Lamb Book of Life, is in the kingdom. Well, the Father is at. That bad boy is sealed. Even Yeshua don't know what's in it. The book of the dead, that bad boy is sealed. Even Yeshua don't know what's in it. Nor the angels. But he that wrote them, orchestrated them from the earth, no, from the kingdom. So that's what he was explaining to me in the water. He was saying that I am who I said that I am. I wrote it up and I wrote it out. And when it's all said and done, dark can't be dark without the light that I created. Hot can't be cold. Hot can't be hot without the cold that I created. Up can't be up without the down I created. I created it all. So who got something to say? So what he was explaining to me is out of nowhere, I'm washing dishes, minding my own business. You think the Ruach cares? No, he's my business. I made him my number one business. He's so great in me, and I just admire the fact that he's so awesome. And he began to teach me by just telling me. So that's why you see a lot of prophetess, a lot of prophets, a lot of pastors, teachers, Maureen, seers, watchmen, false. And you know already that they are. You don't have to struggle dividing who they are, Deborah. Check. I want you to know. I divided the book of life from the book of the dead. How you like him now? So if he divided it from the kingdom, don't he know? He already divided it on, don't we know? He already divided it on the earth. And this is why so many people think they upright. They think they holier than thou. They can tell another one prophet can tell other prophets they fake. One prophet can say something about this prophet. Y'all ain't sending you up to roll up on no prophet. He wants you to roll up on you. Find out who you are. And if you're serving the world, and the world means you're doing all that you do on these devil platforms for likes, subscribers, praise, recognition, being glorified, being edified, being justified as something of the light. No, 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 no. Y'all say he don't share who he is. And if the world gonna magnify you, glorify you, edify you, uplift you, praise you, and make you all that, it's impossible for you to be the servant of the Most High Yah. You're the servant of the world and have no idea who you are, because you check in the idea of the world loving me. And anytime the world loves you, that's the dark side, baby. It's only when they hate you. Because before they can hate you, they got to hate him. How about that? Who? The Most High Yah. So that lines up. So they so confused. They think they recognition, they think they glory and they honor, and how people are praising them and giving them glory and liking, subscribing and calling them the prophet, a true prophet. They getting, you see how they getting uplifted? They getting uplifted in their flesh, y'all. They getting uplifted in their flesh too. They still hitting one another, but that's about right. That's in the world. It's all set up like that. The Father said they want to be world feeders. Hey, hey, hey! Come on, prophetess, feed the world. You ain't feeding my people. Feed the world. Get the world everything you can study, you can master, and whatever out of the book. For the book is not the word. My prophet gets the word. The prophets of the world gets words from the book. They master it, and then they come back making you think they giving you the prophecy. And they don't understand. Y'all have assigned, appointed, and anointed you to be right where you're at today. So you can get all the glory. You can get all the recognition. You can be edified, justified, clarified as a true prophet or a prophetess. Y'all want you to know. Go for what you know. Make sure you get it now, because this is your portion, Solomon said. Okay, something else he told me in the water. And I didn't know this to this point. And you're going to see what I meant when I said I didn't know this to this point. He went on talking to me about the Sabbath. He was saying, Deborah, the Sabbath has never been for the flesh. It was for the spirit. Don't y'all remember me talking about that at one time? I spoke about this several times. That the Sabbath is way more. That rest of that Sabbath is way more than what they have preached, taught, and made the law and the commandment in the way of the flesh. But the Sabbath wasn't followed by thou shalt not kill, thou shalt honor their mother and thy father, thou shalt love thy neighbor, thou shalt love Yah with all your heart, soul, and mind. Wait a minute, nobody back that thing up. Tell them, Deborah, bag that thing up and bring it down. Sabbath was in the beginning. Somewhere y'all missed it, and still missing it. The Sabbath was never for the flesh, it was for the spirit. And I've taught that probably 6 times or more, because I knew that the rest wasn't the rest that y'all think it is. When I say I rest, hey, y'all, I'm resting in that truth and trusting in it. When I'm coming before you, I'm resting his head on that truth, on his bosom. Do you see him? No, but I see him in the spirit. And that's where I'm resting therein. I'm not resting. And why would Sister Deborah keep saying that every time she come on here? Because she knows it's a spiritual rest. It's not the fleshly rest. So he was dealing with me, and I was like, oh, what did I do? Wait a minute, what did I do? But then when I sat down, after I finished washing dishes, I had already wrote it down. And he began to teach me. He said, yeah. He said, you always knew that there was more to it. I said, yeah, but how could we have missed it? We did, y'all. We missed it again. See, the Sabbath was in the beginning. And when Sister Deborah began to tell you in the beginning, that means if they missed it like they missed the power, they missed Sabbath the same way. So in the end game, he said, denying the power therein. Woo-wee. So they came from the beginning to the end all the time, denying the power that comes with the Father. They want to claim him. They want to name him. They want to know his name. They want to know everything about him, but they don't want him with the power. Therefore, they don't know him. You don't know him without the power. You don't know him if you don't know he is the word. You know what man has taught you, what man has fed you, what man has given you. That's what you know. And that's nothing. That's nothing. So watch this here, y'all. So when I get into here, I'm like, wait a minute, the Sabbath is not for the actions nor the feelings of the flesh. You know what make that so powerful for him to do that? He's telling me the action, because the flesh of man has this thing about role playing different actions for the Sabbath. Man has a tendency, along with all these different religions that say they got the Sabbath nailed to the wall, they got the Sabbath nailed to their flesh understanding, their flesh wisdom, their flesh knowledge, their flesh feelings, their flesh personal opinion. And it ain't worth a pot of burnt beans. That's how horrible their Sabbath is. As he was explaining to me, and he says, see, the action of the flesh focus on the Sabbath. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Because that's how I see it. I'm on the earth, y'all. That's how I see how everybody serves the Sabbath day. It's a way that's given still to the flesh. It's due. Woo! Wait a minute. No, I didn't say that. Oh, yes, you did. Father, that had to been you. That's all they do. Everybody serves the Sabbath in a way of the flesh. Now, I want anybody in the live chat and anybody that's listening to my voice, I advise you to get off of here like you slithered on. I advise you to slither out, because this is going to change everything you ever thought you knew. And it's going to make you look stupid coming in and going out. And it's still going to make you a lie on your way out. So I advise you to slither on out while you got a chance. Now, he was telling me about the Sabbath. And he began to tell me it's the action of men. They have taken the Sabbath, Deborah, as an action of the flesh. And he said, and the feelings of the flesh. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, Father, y'all. That sound, woo, that's some food for me. And I was like saying, wow, like now I'm getting chills, y'all. I'm getting chills. I'm like, that is food for my spirit. He said, yeah, Deborah, they took that Sabbath and made it a flesh thing. And it had no connection in the way they feed, the way they treat their flesh, their outer man. Their outer man need rest. Watch this, y'all. Their feelings, don't cook, don't clean, don't do anything. Who is this don't? Who, anybody in live chat, what does the don't mean? What does the don't? Don't your flesh eat? Don't your flesh clean? Don't your flesh go anywhere? Don't your flesh do anything? It's your flesh. They made the Sabbath about the flesh. And you know what? I'm trying to pull up y'all in my, no, I ain't gonna even go there, Father. Let me not take it there because that's kind of deep. We in the year 2024. You mean the Sabbath has been that off? Yes. Yes. Now, watch this. He said they took the Sabbath and made it about actions and feelings of the flesh. It had no connection to the flesh, nor the action, the feelings of the flesh, nor the action of the flesh. Mm, 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 mm. I agree. I totally agree. Because I think it's been probably 5 years when he was explaining to me what rest for him meant. It's a spiritual thing. So he took me in the form of the rest in your study guide, and he broke it down in the spirit realm, made me lock me in and realize I don't abide by your Sabbath, your rest. I understand the rest in the spirit. When I'm on here, if I'm on here 7 days a week, I'm still informing you, and I shall rest therein. Because I know there's a rest that's not connected like man has orchestrated the flesh to the Sabbath. So the Father began to tell me they took the Sabbath and made it an action thing to the flesh and a feeling thing to the flesh. And they lost the whole overall. Then when I got into chapter 2 of Genesis, listen to this, y'all. Chapter 2 of Genesis. Oh, no, let me go to the Bible in which I highlighted. When I got into the chapter 2 of Genesis, and honestly, water was dripping from my hand when I was writing stuff down all on the paper, because when he said the Sabbath, they have made in the action of the flesh and the feeling of the flesh, I was like, oh, we in trouble. Yes, we in trouble. Now, but it's just like the power. If you don't know the power, then you don't know him. So how are you trying to get to know the name? And you don't understand the power of that one that you trying to master the name. How could that be? See? But they want to whoop you up and down with a name, because that's a part of the flesh. The authority of the flesh wants people to think that they have mastered something in their flesh, and they have forsaken the way of the spirit and the purpose therein. Now watch this. When I get to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2, Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2, this is where he took me, y'all, and he wore me out here, y'all. He wore me out, and I was like looking all what I call cockeyed, because now I'm trying to figure this thing. Where are you taking me too deep? Now watch what he said. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2. And on the seventh day, Yah ended his work, which he had did. His work, which he had did. Now watch this. And he rest on the seventh day from again. Here you go. He's sending me a sign from he rests on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Now I'm like saying, okay, I got you. I had to stop right there. I said, okay, Father, I got it. I said, Father, that's deep. He said, what did you get? You repeated yourself over again in verse 2. Look at verse 2, y'all. He repeated himself. He repeated himself all over again. One, he ended his work which he had made. And, you see that? And he rested on the seventh day from all the work which he had made. He repeated the same thing in verse 2. If anybody, if you see it, give me a thumbs up. He repeated the same thing in verse 2 that he said in the beginning of the first sentence. He repeated it again, and he repeated it under the end and the rest. And then he took it from there. His works, his work which he had made. And then you go down to the last sentence, his work which he had made. It reminds me of the Gospel of John, chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word is Yah. In verse 2, it was the Word was with Yah. And I'm like saying, wait a minute, why did you have to say that 4 times? He said, I'm trying to prove a point. Here he's proving a point. The point is his work, which he had made. Okay, go to verse 3. He said it twice. Verse 3, and Yah blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. So what did he have me to do? He wanted me to look up sanctify. Sanctify in the line of Hebrew, in other definition, it means to concentrate. It means to prepare. It means to dedicate. It means holly be thy hollow. It means to be hallowed. It means to be holy. It means to be separated. You see, let's go back. Let's go back. What do the Sabbath stand and means? To sanctify. Now, what do sanctify mean? Concentrate, prepare, dedicate, to be hallowed, to be holy, to be separated. That's what Sabbath was intended for. Now, watch this here. So when it says be holy, it means set apart for a specific purpose. Guess what he's talking about? He's not talking about your flesh. He's talking about your spirit. He's talking about your spirit, you guys. And we took on that he was talking to the flesh. So this is why you got Catholics, you got Christians, you got Jehovah's Witness, you got 7 days event, you got Hebrew Israelite, everybody taking on this Sabbath in the way of the flesh. And it wasn't for your nasty flesh. It never was for your nasty flesh. Why? Because he said all the work he has done required a rest. All the work he has done was ending his creation. Now, all of this that he had done required him to have a Sabbath. And what does the Sabbath mean in the spirit realm? And it's not for the flesh. It means to sanctify. It means to concentrate, prepare, dedicate, to be hallowed, to be holy, to be separated. And what do holy mean? To set apart a specific for to set apart specifically a specific purpose. So here we go. I'm gonna make it make all sense. So what he's telling me is the Sabbath wasn't for the flesh, it was for the spirit. That's why he gave it before he gave allowed thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not do anything, because it was in the realm where there was no sin. It was in the realm of perfect. Guess what else? He said, Deborah, I hadn't even created the trees or the tree of knowledge or good and evil, nor the tree of life. I had not even created it. when I spoke of this Sabbath. Oh, we going into something deep then. Yes, you are. Because the Sabbath is not a day of the flesh. And that's how every denomination celebrate the Sabbath for the flesh. When the Sabbath was always for the spirit. The Sabbath was something that he did after his work, after he created the end of his creation. He categorized it under the rest. But you got to understand the rest and what it is. It too is spirit. You see? So we over here in the flesh trying to look a role, act a role, portray a role. We all in the synagogue and in the churches and in the temples and in our homes trying to get rest for our flesh. It wasn't created for your flesh. It was created for your spirit. That means the Sabbath is not for the world. The Sabbath is only for the spiritual ones. That's why you got so many different Sabbaths. That's why one person do this one do this, and this one do this one do this. Oh, we doing it on this day. We do it on this day. We doing it on day. They are entitled to take their Sabbath and do it any way they want to their flesh. But the true Sabbath is within. Oh, and guess what he told me? He said, Deborah, the true Sabbath is when you sanctify, concentrate, prepare, dedicate to be hollow, to be holy, to be separated. For what? It's to set apart for a specific purpose. And then I said, well, okay, what's the specific purpose? To renew, repair, and restore your spiritual being. Ooh-wee! So the Sabbath is created to restore us, to renew, to repair our inner man. That's what it's all about, our spirit. While we sitting here, don't cook, don't do this, and don't do this, and don't do this. And he's sitting here telling you it's an inner man, y'all. The Sabbath is an inner being. It's dedicated for the inner person, not the outer. The world took it where it's at, and the world gonna keep it where it's at because the world found pleasure in it. They found pleasure in it. Let me show you what he told me. He said, Deborah, why would I create everything, Deborah, and end it, my works, and rest after my works? And let's say Israel and Judah, you subject to have 70% that don't labor in their bodies, but yet they take on the Sabbath. This is why people believe that it's set for you to rest the flesh. You see, it's all, they turned the Sabbath into that which designed to please the flesh. That's what it's all about. They took the Sabbath to please the flesh, to make sure the flesh get a rest day, to make sure that the flesh don't cook, the flesh stay at home, the flesh rest, the flesh this, the flesh that. And he said it was all created for the spiritual being, because 70% of Judah don't even work, don't even labor. He said, but do they take the rest? Yes. Judah will run out here and train the people, the tribe, Oh, the Sabbath, the Sabbath, the Sabbath. But why isn't your Sabbath matching your flesh? You ain't working, but yet you taking the Sabbath. It said here that he's showing you how crooked it is, how crooked the Sabbath is. He said that I end all things, and then I rest on the seventh day of the, what does it say? Verse chapter 2, verse 1. His work which he had made. His work which he had made. He said it twice in Genesis chapter 2. What work is Judah doing that makes him be entitled to that rest? If you want to make the rest about your flesh. See? So they have made it about their flesh, but yet they labor not in the flesh. Do you get the point I'm saying? So what he's saying is, you see how they done screwed up the Sabbath and made it about the flesh to the point where 70% of them don't even work a job. And they still take the flesh. They still take advantage of what they have trained many to believe it's about the flesh. They get a day off. So what it's saying is, just, you know what? If they've forgotten the power in Genesis 1, do you think that I'm going to not believe that they have misunderstood the Sabbath? The Sabbath was for us to set apart a specific purpose, to renew and repair and restore our inner man. Our inner man. It was always a spiritual thing. Because if the spirit part of us get the flesh under the subjection, we have it going on. So why would he want you to get the rest in the flesh and you ain't worked the job? You ain't labored. What have you done? But yet you're taking advantage of the Sabbath. Do y'all get what I mean? Everybody taking advantage of the Sabbath, but where have they labored in their work? Since they made it a flesh thing, where's your labor? Where is it that you deserve a Sabbath day in the flesh for your flesh and you ain't worked? This is how what he's saying is messed up. But people would take on that idea of the Sabbath and miss it. You got to restore. You know how we renew our minds daily? This is the sort of things we are doing. This is what we are to be doing, is restoring our inner man. Because for 6 days, we have did all the things outside and not what's in the inner man. But come that 7th day, we restore our inner man back. You see? Through the sanctification, consecration, prepare, dedicated, holy, be separate. For what? To set apart a specific purpose, to renewing, repairing, and restoring your inner man. So that's why I myself, when I really understood that they'd forsaken the power and they took on a God and a Yah without the power, right then I knew it was this thing gonna have to go the way Yah said. Many are gonna leave, what do you say, live and die and not know, because of the rejection that their flesh put forth. So he was telling me in the water, the Sabbath is not for the world. Because what rest do the world need? Where are they laboring outside the flesh? And if they're laboring, the gift to their labor in their flesh is to what? To get a rest day for what? Their flesh. That's the way they created the Sabbath in this world today. That's how everybody see the Sabbath today, as a time where I can rest. Some people want to teach, some people want to preach because they thinking that's they part in it, but that's why they don't bring out any food for the spirit during their teaching, during their preaching. There's no food for the spirit during the day they call the rest day. They don't bring food for the spirit. They bring food for the flesh, but they don't bring food for the spirit. Why? Because their rest day is on a Saturday or on a Sunday, or on a Saturday or on a Sunday. They got it nailed to the wall. And that's the day we get off. We can stay at home and not do anything and rest. Rest what? Our bodies. But when he rests, we know that he didn't need no rest. So what rest is he talking about that he did? And when he ended his work that he had made, he rested. So when he did all the work, was it the work was being done in the flesh? No, it was all spirit. All his work come from his word. See, when he spoke it, his power brought it forth. All of that was spiritual. That created all things. All of it was spiritual. So he that needed the rest, he's spiritual. What rest do he need? He spoke it and his power brought it forth. But he was sending a sign that if he rest, it was in the spirit realm. The labor of the spirit, you guys, not the labor of the flesh. So this is what make people continue to serve things in the way of the world and not in the way, I'm looking at this dog, not in the way of the spirit. And this is what a lot of people are missing. And it takes me right back to what he said. Narrow is the gate, Deborah. And Deborah, there be few, Deborah, that finds it. Because you know what's in that gate? The righteous way of how things were done by the Father. And those return through the narrow gate to life. Because they find the truth of how Yah has orchestrated everything. So they get an opportunity to go through the gate. They're not trying to buckle up against his truth. They ain't trying to fight him against his truth. They're saluting and trying to bring light to his truth as they get closer and closer to the gate. While you got the world turning you everything to please your flesh, to satisfy your flesh. And the world loves its own, and it's got a gate too. And many floats through the broad gate because that's their way. That's their way from the kingdom. That is their way from the kingdom, for it is written in the books of the dead. So when he shared that with me, I said, that reminds me of when you taught me about the rest. You taught me how the rest wasn't natural. It was spiritual. Yeah, he taught me that. And I felt just like, hey, how could we have missed it? But it's still yet his will. Why? Because heaven got everything wrote in and wrote out. Which way each and every last one of us will walk in this direction on this earth. We already assigned to a gate, the way. We can claim the light. We can claim spirit and truth. We can claim we got the Ruach, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost. We can claim whatever we want. That kingdom has already wrote us in and wrote us out. And a lot of things we're doing right here on the earth identify who we are, who we was, and who we're going to be. Now, listen to this. I remember talking to you all, and I was explaining to you all this new thing that they got It ain't new. It's been going on a minute, and they approve it. And if anybody in the live chat knows what I'm talking about, this that the weed, I'm gonna call it weed, that they have created and have approved of it in this country. Anytime this country approves something, you bet is to destroy the people. Let me say that again. Anytime the United States approves something, it's not because they love you so much or they care and they're concerning. Everything this country have created was to destroy the people. And that's what is very powerful, is to see the country all these years not seeing who their country really are, who the country that they call great old America, great old USA, and they're killing them, their children, and they're destroying everything they thought they had going on for them. So I couldn't understand. It was very confusing to me. Why is it when I'm driving, uh, uh, you can smell this real strong smell, and the smell to me is so strong. It's almost like you take it home with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how bad that smell is. It's such a and I try to figure out how did people get addicted to it. And I think because once they start in on it, it messes up the red blood cells anyway. So the mind frame get detached to that scent. And it's called, let me see, and they all and they stink. It smells horrible. And you can be going home, and you can just about still smell it. And I'm not talking about a lot of miles, but I'm just still saying it lingers a long way. Now, I never smelt a dead body. But I had several people say to me that it's like unto a dead body. Is there anyone in the live chat that have smelt this thing in which America has okayed? And I'm going to show y'all what the Spirit of the Most High revealed to me in the water. So, anybody in the live chat, if you understand or if you have smelt this new weed, many of people might be taking it themselves, talking about for a medical reason. And then how they approved it is for kids that had medical issues that needed this here. Used for children to approve one of their techniques of destroy their population in this country. I think they did an excellent job. I think they did an excellent job. Anybody? No, those are not. Those are, see, the plants that your neighbors has, that's different. I'm talking about the one that they're selling and has been approved in this country to sell. And they got stores that's selling it. All kinds. That smell. Come on, somebody. Tell me, have you smelt it? Is it that hard to say, yeah, I have smelt it? And the question is, what does it smell like to you? Okay. Smell very nasty. Yep. Stunk weed and loud, very loud. So let me ask you a question. You say you worked, okay, at a place, a morgue, and I know, okay. Now, have you smelled? I know the chemical that is used. Okay. Okay. No, it doesn't smell like regular weed. No, no, no. That you would grow in your backyard. No, it don't smell like that. It's nausea. Okay. Mm, I don't know if embalming fluid would actually smell like that, or could it? I'm just gonna shoot out to y'all what the Father told me. I'm gonna just lay it out on the line, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's over the head. It's over. When He explained it to me, I'm like, okay, Father, that's it. I done had enough. That's it, Father, y'all. I say, you know all things. Okay. No, I want to find, because when I spoke of this about 3 or 4 weeks, the smell, I was told on the live that what it smelled like. And I'm trying to see if the individuals who had that same insight of the smell, because they have smelled a dead body, and they say it is identical to the smell of a dead body. We had, I think it was 3 people that says they smell dead body, and that smell of that weed, it smells like dead body. I told them I ain't never smelled a dead body. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on and press on, because I'm not going to take nobody's word over what the Spirit said to me in the water. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, their plants, that's not the same. I'm talking about this United States weed, in which they are growing, and they planting, and they giving out and handing out, and some people gets it free. You see, it's a reason behind that. Now, do you know, if I can get you all someone to give me the definition of this? Cannibal. What is the definition of cannibal? Flesh eating what? A crematory. Flesh, right. Eating flesh. Very good. Okay, now watch this here. That's it. Now, what he was explaining to me is this. I can't explain how and why this would be, he would allow them to go like this. But one thing he said to me when I was in the water, he said, Deborah, remember I told you for years, I told Satan they must leave the light on. You remember Motel 6 says, they leave the light on? When the Father says he charged wicked and evil, Satan, and those that follow him to leave the light on. That means there's things that has taken place and going to take place and have in past that they always left the light on. This is why a lot of people got a lot out of some movies that they always shown years ago, even to today. You remember that movie where they talking about the hunting? Everybody was hooked on. You remember 2012, all from Matrix to Transformer. The Father is saying that these were things where the light was left on, but it was for somebody like me to see. But guess what? I saw some things, but I didn't see it all. But I just think the ruach that's in me, I wanted to say, wait a minute. I had to sit down and start really doing some thinking. And then he broke it. He just broke it down to me. He said they left the light on for all those people, and the people still can't see wrong. They can't see evil. They can't see darkness. They can't see nothing. Now watch this. So we say this here is cannibal. This is true, you all. These are people who actually eat flesh of human. They have existed for a long, long time, and they still exist. You even have them here in the United States of America. Now, this little old hen, this little old lady, off to herself, minding her own business, and the ruach is all up in me in the water. And I'm like, wait a minute, where we going with this? He said, just have a seat. I sat down and he poured it up and he said, now pull up what they got. Do y'all see that? Cannabis. Nabis. You know what this is? Tell me if anybody in the live chat know what this is. No, thank you for saying wow, because that's exactly what I said when the Father showed it to me. That's what it is. That's what it is. Nope, it's not marijuana. See, people need to stop connecting marijuana to this, because marijuana you can grow in your yard and it ain't gonna be this. Okay, this is what your country is growing. This is what your country have approved of and now selling to everybody. Now we know that this is, look how close they are, y'all. Y'all see that? A lot of y'all wouldn't even recognize both of them got eyes, but they in a different place. Both of them got two A's, but they in a different place. They did this so that you all, your great old America, couldn't figure out what they was doing. This is connected to this. This is connected to this. And no, it is not marijuana. No, baby. We should never call anything that the United States is dispersing marijuana. They got something else, baby, and I'm finna show it to you. Distraction. Very good. You catching it, ain't you? Exactly. It's the same thing. Now watch this, y'all. Here I go. I'm finna leave you. You're gonna get left. This is how they doing it. They using this. Nope. You see? The fertilize. They use something to make this as fertilizing. To make this, they use this from something like this. So as fertilizer, you're gonna miss it because I'm finna move on. The fertilizing is this is what they smoking. Using human as fertilizer. That's what he shared me. And when he shared that with me, I saluted that bad boy. Because when I look at this country and the things that they're doing, Judah and Israel really think that somebody is really doing something to them. No, baby. This country been doing something to even their people. They just too ignorant. And they gonna die not knowing until the end. When their country is gonna show them how great America is unto them. That needs to be, said the Most High Yah, because the people in this country have given so much to this country, and that's how they got away with so much, to the point where they left the light on for somebody like me. And I say for somebody like me, because every time I hear somebody, family member or somebody, people, every time I hear them talk about, when they talk about this, I let them know, when you finish, that's going to mess up your brain cells. You're going to be like the walking dead. They knew exactly what they were doing when they made that series, The Walking Dead. They knew exactly what they were doing. And now you hear every state in this country hooping and hollering about the people downtown area of Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Chicago, everywhere. They see people walking like they did. As soon as the pandemic was over, they passed a law that they give them substance free. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yes. It is a material, it is a substance that's addictive. You can get but that's what you're doing. They fertilize. That's why they left the light on for Sister Deborah, as the Father said. It's connected to using, that's their fertilizer. That's what they're using to grow this. And this people in this country, they would rather hear the lies than the truth. And that's why I titled The Untold Truth. And you think it will stop people from? No, it's going to make them even want it more. That's what you call darkness at its highest. And then what did he say to me that they're doing? He said, Deborah, you know why they already tallied how many people going to leave here the year 2025? Because it is. That's what the Father told me. Because it is. See, they doing the work of the end days. Just putting it out. But they leaving the light on for those that are spiritual servants of Yah. So they would know what is going on. They lied. When they okayed and approved that, it's because they had years of planning this. Same thing with the gun law. Everybody running around here talking about guns, and it's all about guns and guns. Get your guns, get your guns. But guess what, baby? When they passed that, everybody should have been running away from guns, because the only reason why they passed that law is so people can destroy one another, and they don't have to do the work. So this is what a part of their depopulation, taking out people, is let the people take out their own people and let the people take out other people. Same thing with these chemicals. They want some chemicals. Let's give them what they want. But what they're giving you is that's going to make other minds. Everybody has family members just smoking it. I don't. Yeah, yes, I do. I don't. I start saying I don't know none of them. Oh, yes, I do. They smoking it, and you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them. You can't help them. You can't tell them no truth. Truth is not out here for those who are in the broad gate or going through the broad gate. See, Yah is not bringing people of His light to come shine in the midst of darkness. He says it's over. Darkness has the darkness and the light has the light. That's what was going on with the 10 virgins. The darkness is the darkness. One got oil and the other one don't. Ain't gonna be no, wait a minute, here, come get you some of mine, or come go get you some and come on, we gonna go. No, that's where we're at. Trumpet already been blown. That was the warning. People are not caring about going to get them some oil because they don't want anything to do with no oil. And those who had the oil wasn't even they oil. It was Yah. He is the oil in them. So it wasn't that they were so this and that. It's just the oil represent Yah in them. See, there was the oil in the lamp that was Yah. It wasn't the five virgins that had oil. It was the oil represent Yah. That's who the oil represent. The other one didn't have Yah in them. That's why they couldn't give them any. Because they couldn't give them. They couldn't go get it. And that's how the world is. Everybody gonna be jumping up, running when tribulation open up wide the door. Everybody gonna be running, trying to find a way. Ain't gonna be no way, because he's telling you now, I send my prophets to warn y'all that it's over, it's finished. If you couldn't seek me then, don't come seeking me now. Don't come trying to seek me when tribulation door is wide open. Now I got to run to, oh, no, because you got a reason to run now. But when you didn't have that reason, did you run for him? Did you desire him? Did you desire to have the oil in your lamp? No. Because I wanted what I want. My flesh wants what it wants. It wants the world. So when he showed me that, especially when he told me to get this here, and then he told me to look it up, cannibal. When I looked it up, I said, wait a minute, Father. Then he said, pull up this. Same thing, y'all. That's what they're smoking. It's been, they're using humans to bodies to be fertilized, to fertilize what they're growing. So it's in there. Because that smell is a smell that gives you a headache. How? I don't understand it. It's just that strong. It's not a smell. And that's why it is said that even being around somebody that's smelling it, after a while, you're going to get addicted to the smell. And that's why is it people not smelling that? And then it's also they added to it was other chemicals, they said. Now, this is what I heard. That they got so many different chemicals also added to it. So do you really think they approve you to get this here for your better and your something good for you? How could we? But what do the people do? So what? We want it. We want it. That's how the flesh is called your worst enemy. Because no one really wants to really realize that your flesh make you do and say many of things. Your flesh don't care about your tomorrow, meaning your eternal. Your flesh don't give a rat. He said, or she say, hey, I don't get to go to neither nor. So I don't care where you going. I'm going to do me and let you do you. And then when it says that means he got you. Because without the Holy Spirit in you, you can't control your flesh. And that's why a lot of people can't control themselves, because they can't control themselves, because as long as your flesh ruling your spirit ain't can't stand a chance. But when that ruach pull up, everything stand down, even your flesh. And then he abide in your spirit, and his spirit abide in your spirit, and y'all become one. Now y'all gonna work this. Y'all gonna work this thing. Now come on, let's rumble. Let's get this flesh under the subjection. This is the reason why the Sabbath wasn't for the flesh. It was for the spirit of a man, not the flesh of a man. But when they took it on as something to support the flesh and the flesh only. So that answered a multitude of questions that I have had in time past. Why is it these people taking the Sabbath day and talking about everything outside of food for the spirit? They're not feeding no spirit, no truth. They're not bringing the light. They're not showing people anything regarding the Most High Yah, where he sits, what he expects out of us as people, who he is. Pull up that power. They won't bring that up. But they on the Sabbath day trying to control you in Torah, trying to manipulate you. They got the name. And this person over here don't have the name. trying to tame you with the law and the commandments. How somebody need to answer me, and they can. And I don't think their answer could ever stand up because I know better. Nothing can outride the ruach in you. Not even man-made commandments to the point where they take the commandments and made it about tainting the flesh. And y'all standing over here saying, honey. They been up and they been down. Matter of fact, Deborah, they been all the way around. You see? Because if Yah created the Sabbath, he is the law. He is the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding. And he living in me. How could you tell me a separate law, a separate commandment? You see? A separate on the outside that taints the man's flesh when I got him on the inside whooping my tail left and right. Come on now. Because he ain't going to let you buy with nothing. You can't think something crooked. You can't feel something crooked. You can't see something crooked and think you're going to take your crooked tail somewhere and do something crooked. No, that ruach will pull up in you and straighten your butt out at a blink of an eye. So this is why it makes it look real bad when we turn around and have no respect for his power. We're sitting around here trying to tame people that might have the ruach. And those that do have the ruach sitting their stupid tails around the people who don't have it. That's why they're able to feed your flesh and not your spirit. They don't get a message from Yah throughout the day in the midnight hour, every day. They get message from all these platforms, putting them together and coming to you, teaching you. Now, I'm going to give y'all a treat, and it's up to you. Me, I don't deal with this station. And when I say I don't deal with it, this is a station that came along. When I first saw it, it was right before right during the pandemic. And this man, he was always bringing information that he felt that was hidden. He couldn't pinpoint it. So he would go out and search truth the best way he can from others. And he'll bring it back to his platform. I think YouTube gave him a hard time till he got his own station. And now he's somewhere along the line, he got somewhere where his own station can be seen on YouTube. So what made me want to give you this is in the last month and a half, every now and then I turn to his channel and I said, Father, so you letting them know, huh? He said, I told you. They gonna know. They gonna get it. It's just what they do with it. He said, oh, Deborah, they gonna get it. But it's just what they gonna do with it. Just like the Euphrates River. Why ain't nobody getting what's about to happen there? Because they don't want to get it. But is it made clear? Yes, it is. You see, it ain't nothing, y'all, just like Solomon said, it ain't nothing hid down here, y'all. It's hidden from those who are stuck on stupid because they are about the flesh. They those 5 virgins that didn't have any oil, and the oil represent the Most High Yah. Because the 10, when the trumpet was blown, they all got up, all 10, to trim their lamps. That shows you it was the oil one had. And where did they get their oil? The oil was in them. See, you have to be able to know these things through the Holy Spirit that teaches you from the inside. You can't know these things from the mouth of men and women on the outside trying to teach that which lives on the inside. Oh, no. He said he going to come and he going to teach you all things. Now, what do you look like letting the world teach you when he that's going to come and live in you and teach you all things? And then Yeshua said, and Deborah, he's going to be with you all the way to the end. So what do I look like clowning with the world and those who trying to teach you the food of the flesh? When I got him who's going to teach me the food of the spirit to tame the mouth of the flesh starting with mine. And the ways of the flesh starting with mine. I don't have that type of time. But what I did with this guy, he even changed his it was redirect, I think at first. He didn't change his title because he got his own. But this European, I don't know what he looked like a European. He is a European. Let's call him that. But he when he stepped in and be talking about the things that I knew years ago, when I be trying to tell y'all what happened 9/11, and that was the United Snakes, and the foreclosed home, all these issues. Oh, when they be talking about ISIS bombing up Timmy Bay, I think Timothy Bay, all that had to do with the United Snakes. That didn't have to do with no ISIS. All that is a lie. It has always been. But what's so beautiful to this sister is the father was explaining to me. I had to ask him. I said, "Why is it now they getting the hardcore? They getting the hardcore." And let me tell y'all one of them that made me say, "Woo-wee, Father, you letting them know it, don't you?" He letting the people know what went on. These people found out that 9/11 was what I already knew. But let me tell you what I did not know. Let me tell you what they bust open. They bust open how they did it. I knew they did it. That's all that I'm gonna tell you they did it. I seen the eyes. I was discerning Bush eyes when he was in them kids' school when they told him. I watched the planes go into the building, and y'all revealed it all before me that it was the country itself did this. That's all I needed. But this people here, he's so disappointed. He starts searching and searching, and now he done went in so deep. He pulling toward everybody that was back in the days in every situation. Now I'm gonna back it up, and they might take this video down. I don't care, but let me tell you what he did. The reason why I'm gonna give you this page, because say for instance you sitting around wondering what's really going on in the world, and they doing this and they doing that. Pull up that bad boy, y'all. Pull it up. They're gonna be telling you closer to the truth than anybody. If I ain't gonna be here and I'm not telling you, they're gonna tell you the truth of what's going on in the world. Now, just because they're telling you the truth of what's going on in the world, don't mean they holy. They got the ruach. No, they of Yah. No, Yah said the same one's coming to feed the world. He's son. It's the same one coming to feed his people in the spirit. He's son. Both is what his right hand do. Okay, so can't nobody tell him who he is. That's why he's the I am. I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And you can't tell him what to do with I am, because he is. Okay, so what happened? Listen to this. Deborah had it all locked. He went to talking about it and had all these here people that was involved, and they, oh, y'all. And I'm sitting here looking, I'm listening to these people pulling up. I said, I'm gonna see if they're gonna tell the truth. Guess what? This one particular one pulled up, and he was talking to him. He wasn't in live because he wasn't gonna be. You can tell he was an older, elderly European man. He told them how they did it, and I'm like sitting there saying, I'm finna see now. Ooh-wee! Let me see how they did it. I already know they did it, but this man, this host, just now finding out they did it, and he just dumbfounded. But he's gonna go cuckoo clock. He's gonna go cuckoo clock, and if he don't go cuckoo clock, they're gonna take him out, him and his wife, because what they're doing. They're bringing it all forth, and they nothing might not happen to them, because the elites who ruled everything and got everything, Bill Gates right now shooting all the African babies with the chip, and nobody said nothing. Bill Gates is talking about adding human, is it human waste or human? I think it's human waste or human flesh. I think it's human flesh. It might be human flesh to things that they are making for us to eat. They sit here telling you, Bill Gates himself, nationwide, everything is clearly seen. And just because the people and y'all keep trying to do this here, that's on y'all. Like I said, it's coming to your front door, your back door too. It's going to hit your basement door too. It's going to hit the windows on your left and on your right. It ain't going to even ring your doorbell. It's going to hit your door. So walk around here like this here if you want to, like you don't see what's going on. But let me tell you what this man did that blew it off. That's why I'm coming to y'all to tell y'all, check it out. Anytime you get to where you're trying to stress and trying to figure these things out, what these elites and these the White House and all of them are doing, pull up this station. They bring it at all. What I mean, two things he said. Let me tell you what he said about 9/11. The man told him, he said, yeah, me and several other, they got together, and I'm sure there's probably a good 100 of them, and decided to put all their special effects and everything together. United Snakes had a plan because they have mastered this plan where if a plane is in the air, they can control it. Praise the mighty Yah. I said, Father, 20 years ago, I don't know if it's been 20 years, it had to be something like that. When that plane with all them scientists was on it, I was like, no, they did it. This is the United States. That's where technology, they guide the planes. So when you saw them planes hit the trade building, that was United States of America guiding the planes. And not only did they have the planes to hit the now this is Sister Deborah now. Sister Deborah about to step in. Not only did he say that they guide the planes to hit the towers, they didn't hit the towers to where the towers should not have failed. But me, back in the days, the day it happened, when them towers came to me, I said, why is it coming down from the bottom? The Father said, because they blew it up from the bottom. So they caused those planes to hit that. And where they got caught is where this man was telling him. Where they got caught is when they looked at the videos over and over and over and realized them planes didn't really directly hit. It hit the towers, but not to the point where it should have blew up from the bottom. And I said, see, this sister, no, my father ain't never lied. And I ain't gonna even say he never lied, because he ain't wanted to do that. He ain't a part of that. But he always warned me, even if it don't have nothing to do with me, he always let me know what's what, especially when my eyes can see something. When my eyes can see something, y'all, he lay it all out. Now, this is what happened. The man said that the Pentagon, where they mastered it, and found out it was the United States that did it. And he said he knew it was the United States because years ago, they was trying to develop a way to control the planes from the air. Look how many people died. Look at Kobe Bryant, y'all. Look at Aaliyah. Y'all see that? Look at, you see what I'm saying? It opens up a whole, this man is talking, and it opens up a whole bigger picture. The moment I heard him say that, I thought about Kobe Bryant. Why? Because the Spirit of the Most High Yah said they did that. See, I couldn't prove it. I couldn't say nothing. Even if I said something, it wouldn't matter. The world loved the world. And I'm sitting here saying, Father, you mean to tell me it is the way I'm seeing it? He said, yeah, you seeing it right. You know the United States did that. The elites blew his plane down. Same thing with Aaliyah. He said this is all a plan. And this is what these elderly men said. He said they had been developing this technology to where they can control the planes. And that's what they did. And how they mastered it is when they saw that the plane never hit the Pentagon, but yet they wore it out. The plane never hit nowhere near the Pentagon, but they told the whole United States that the plane ran into the Pentagon, and it did not. This elderly man, he was telling it. But one thing he told the man asked him, you mean to tell me all of these people lost their lives by their own country, setting them up? That man said, the conversation is over. I can't add to that one. He told him the conversation is over, because then it opened up. All those people will go back and find out that this was a setup. But do you think this country care? No, this country sold this country out, y'all. It's not your country. This country is over. See, what y'all don't understand, this country is not over from this country level. It's over in the heavens and on the earth. Check. And check mean you better catch that one. So when you're running around here calling it a great old America and supporting all this trash, you go right ahead. Rumble where you at. Because when he was saying that, y'all might have thought I was crazy. I was so happy. I was like, Father, I would have never thought the people would come to the common sense to know that. And these are the things. Well, remember, I told you that the Father told me, Deborah, you okay? I gave you long suffering and I gave you endurance. You're going to be okay. I said, but y'all, I've been knowing all this stuff all these years. That's why I gave you something to help you, didn't I? Didn't I give you something to help you out, old lady? I said, you sure did, because I knew all this stuff way back. The Pentagon. I'm going to tell y'all, the day of 9/11, first thing I said, who's in the White House? Why no? Where's the VIPs? That's the first thing. I said, this is a setup. This is a setup. All the VIPs were far from the Pentagon, far from the White House. Even the president, they were so far from all of these places. I said, there it is. They set this up. This country set that up. Bush, he's sitting in the kids, where the least of the least, little babies reading to them a book, a president. On the day of 9/11, people, this country can't see nothing. They can't see nothing before. And y'all said, let them alone, Deborah. You want to love the world? Love the world. So when that man went to telling him that man started coming up with everything, y'all. And guess what he pulled up with? Mines. Mines was, I couldn't understand why this country, these people in this country sat around and saw, they had, I think it was 50 or maybe more than that, high-level scientists on that plane. And they said it crashed. And I'm going to tell you what I say happened. They took them underground. That's why they getting away with learning all this stuff that they're doing. They took them scientists underground, turned around and paid everybody that had a family member on that plane $41,000 each. They knew they took that plane. They controlled that same plane. See what I'm saying? So when I'm hearing these people talk of this, I'm delighted, because I'm like saying, finally, that shows for them to be, only part I did not know. This is what I did not know. The man says years ago, I think he said in the 80s, 89, they was already developing a way they can control all planes from the air. And that's what's happening. None of it don't make sense. Even that man that's over in Iran, his plane crashed. I'm telling you. So what is showing you that you can't win, y'all. That's showing you in this world, you cannot win trying to reason with this world. You cannot win trying to put the world on a pedestal and then you try to degrade Yah and Yah servants. You can't win. You ain't gonna win. The world loves its own, and because you loves your own, y'all gonna let the world whoop your darn tail till you ain't got nothing to even call your own. And that's what they're doing. I said and I told people, it doesn't even make any sense for this. You go to work. You go to work at let's say 18 till you 65 years old. They taking out Medicare, Social Security, state, federal. You retire, you got to pay for your health insurance. For what? You took out for it all these years. That's how crooked they are, y'all. That's how crooked they are. And guess what? 99.9% of the people in this country have no idea. When you sign those papers to Medicare, that means any house you own, anything you gain, any winnings of anything, the United States get the big cut off the front for Medicare. And I don't care if you've been on there for 1 year, they own half of your house. And these people in this country run around here talking about they free. Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you what he said to me a couple of days. Yeah, they free to be lost. That's what they are. They are free to be lost, because this country is not for free. Now, let me tell you what came on. I didn't like what he said the other day. Now, this same man, what came on? This one man who lived in Haiti, he does his history search regarding Haiti, and he don't even look like he that old. He didn't look like he no more than 50 years old. And I'm like, how is he all up in Haiti knowing all this business? That man went to, he was on there telling them all the stuff the United States is doing to Haiti. All this stuff about the migrants and gangs and the Haitis eating cats. That's why Trump, why are you the president talking about Haiti in Ohio eating cats? It's a part of their idea, their plan to start the racial war. They did, and this man was on there, and he said all that is a lie. He's telling this guy here, they got this program. I'm gonna give it to y'all. He told him that that's all a lie. And this was this guy on the program. He's so fed up to hear. He said this country been lying since it been developed. Yep, that's on y'all. Y'all don't want to believe the lie. Now you at an old age. Now you starting to see what your country been doing, but you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. What your country have prepared for you people in this United States of America and Canada too. That's how crooked this country is. Now watch this. The man told him all that about Haiti in Ohio is a lie. That's a lie. Them people are not out there. He's a European too. He said them people are not out there eating cats and dogs. You see, he said even the clips that they showed him wasn't even in Ohio. He said that's a lie. The person that lady that had that cat, she was on some drug substance, and that was in another a state. They snapped these pictures and put them on the media because they rule the media and give all these lies to the people, and the people believe everything they said. Now you got all these Europeans coming up. Oh, over here they taking over our state. They taking over and they eating cats and dogs. Then they see this one black man and put him in a car with a whole bunch of cats looking out the window saying hello. And I'm like saying, see that? These Europeans is setting up for the racial war. Don't trust them a mile. Don't trust them, y'all. They are cutting up from the floor up, and they're using things to make y'all think that things are like that game over in was it Colorado? Somewhere over in there, when they was talking about them gangs, all them coming over there and all these migrants. Yes, we got a lot of them here that has been in real hard crime where they at, but that's a part of the plan. That's a part of the plan. Revelation 18, when he finna tear your tail down, he left the light on for you to see your country, then match Revelation 18 when he was going to bring the devils in. But what people didn't know, the devil was already here. But he says it's going to be a habitation of devils, foul birds, unclean birds, cages of wicked birds. This is all kind of things that they're bringing into this country because they sold the country out. And when they sold the country out, the plan was, let us bring all of our prisoners and our gangs and everything over to the country. Oh yeah, that's a deal. And let them fight against our people. So your country is brought those people over here to fight against you in this country. That's the whole idea of it. And they can't get them to fight until they start the fight. So the United States is geared to get the fight going by putting these ads and they rule the media. So they put on there that Haiti, in Ohio, they over there doing this and doing this and doing that. The man said they ain't doing none of that. And then the guy said, I'm just so disappointed that the United States is just doing all kind of things and lying to their people. I'm like, bro, you ain't not bro, but I'm like, you ain't seen nothing yet. Your country been lying to you. And now he's finding out. He putting everything on there, y'all. So here he is. He's putting everything. Now, when I give you this, Sister Deborah ain't telling you this a man dropped from heaven. This man full of the Holy Spirit. This man is upright and righteous. No, but he's bringing forth all the lies that has been hidden. He's bringing them forth, and he's allowing it to be clearly seen. He's allowing it to be clearly seen. And guess what? It's too late. It's too late. Solomon said something that was very powerful. He said all that he knew under the sun, all the wisdom that Yah had given him and all the knowledge couldn't change the crooked to straight. Sister Deborah said the same thing. I can be on this devil platform for 1,000,000 years and stand on a mountain higher than the mountain. It's what Yah has embedded in each and every last one of us already. He's not in the work of making you a certain way today. It's what he made in you and he invested in you yesterday. And if you can't find that within you, what Yah has invested already before the foundation of the world. Now you got to think, the foundation of the world, he had it already invested. What are you looking for? What are you waiting for? What's up with you? You sitting back, looking cockeyed, watching everything somebody put on these devil platform, which is a bunch of chaos. It's distraction, y'all. They're trying to keep you from seeing what is clearly seen in the light, so you'll know how to walk in this tribulation. But many people are not going to even be able to handle the tribulation. They're going to lose their minds. They're going to lose their heart, their way. Because they sitting here saying, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Ain't no bridge going to be there for you to cross. If you ain't crossed the bridge by now, it ain't going to be a bridge there for you to cross. So I say unto you, he can be found, but the way he's going to be found is between you and him, within. He ain't going to sit here and make sure every few minutes somebody coming and making sure you know this. No. He says over. It's finished. And like I tell y'all, what he gives me, it's up to me to come and bring it forth. And by his grace and mercy still on me, hey, why not? And when I get to the point where I'm like, okay, Father, I'm talking to brick wall, well, get in your lane. You know where your lane is at. I already gave you a lane. Get in your lane. You don't have to put up with it. You see? But I just thank him for his grace and mercy that he gave you and I. He just poured it out on all the earth. Grace and mercy. Just so his will can make it from A to Z. And it's so close to Z. I think that was beautiful. Oh, Deborah, I got to put some grace and mercy on them so my will can get from A to Z. See, we thinking of grace and mercy for us to clown, to act like we are. Murder, kill, steal, destroy. Show people the side of darkness and let them ride high and low in darkness. We think that's what we but that's what people are created to do. Just like he said, the false prophets, the false prophetess, the false teachers, the false pastors, the false leaders, the false Noreen, the false seers, the false watchers, all of them coming in the realm of the false. Don't think that I didn't send them. See it, the Most High Yah. Just as I son those that's in the light. Those that are my servant, I told Satan in Genesis 3 and verse 15, you're going to have your seeds and I'm going to have mine. Where did Satan get some seeds from? He ain't got nothing. His seeds is still owned by Yah. So he let him know, I'm going to allow you to have some. Why is he allowing Satan to have some seeds? Because he already got a red tent that there's going to be a broad gate and there's going to be a narrow. There's going to be a book of life and there's going to be books to the dead, to the lake of fire. See, he checked everything before anything became. And we still thinking he has to do it the way we said or no way. He done it and gone. He's sitting back high and low. How y'all like me now? And people over here saying we love the world. We love the world. So when you out here and you see people prophesying and feeding the world their nonsense as if they don't know what they're doing, why would Yah from the kingdom need you to remind those that's in the world that they in the world? Do that make any sense? Why do he need the five virgins to run and tell the world they don't have no light? Whoo, Father Yah. Everything that has been sunk, it's been by Yah. So when I see, when what a lot of y'all don't understand is when I'm looking and y'all showing me stuff, it's what he already showing me what already is, because he created it, no matter what it is. He said, I created, Deborah, the evil and the wicked for the day of evil and wicked. Who got something to say? I am that I am. I can do that. Who got something to say? You ain't got nothing to say. Who created the Lamb Book of Life? Who created the books of the dead to the lake of fire? I am that I am dead. Who got something to say? Who got something to say? Who created the seed of the serpents and the seed of the spirit? I, the I am. I did it. Who got something to say? Who got something to say? You ain't got nothing to say. So don't ever think that you can tame somebody that has the ruach. You can't tame them with the commandments. You can't tame them with the law. You can't tame them with the Torah. You can't tame them with the King James version or the 1611. You can't tame them with Enoch. You can't tame them with the lost books and the found books, because everything you trying to tame, the one that holds the ruach within them, use the fool. Because if he said he greater in you, he didn't say on the outside where you're clowning. He said, greater is he that's on the inside. He only dealing with your spirit than he that's in the world. He letting you know this world can't conquer you. I'm in you. Who got something to say? Who got something to say? Wait a minute, hold up. I am that I am. Who got something to say? Who got something to say? Don't nobody have anything to say. You can't whoop down somebody that can't be whooped down. The Holy Spirit in them. Only one gonna whoop them is him. And he know how to whoop them in the way they need whooping. He ain't gonna let the world come whoop his. For what? Because if they whoop mine, then they whooping me. I destroy they butt trying to come this way. See, people don't understand. People have accepted a creator, a father, a God, a Yah without the power. And they running their tails around here in the world claiming they know this creator, this father, this God, this Yah without his power. Once you know his power and it start to whoop your tail, then you know it. 99.9 is trying to deal with the creator without his power. And guess what? He don't deal with you. You just playing with yourself. I sit back and I say, Father, it is so true. They trying to serve you. They trying to worship you. They trying to teach you. They trying to educate who you are. They trying to take Torah to knock people in the head and the commandments and your law. And he said, but Deborah, that's why I pulled up with the tools on you. Let them play that way on one side. When you know on that side, they entitled to play in the world like that. But there's two ways. They on one end, you on another. Let them play in what they in. Because in this end you on, greater is he that's in the world, that's in you. So let them play on that end. People trying to teach people this King James book that has words. It don't have power. You can't create a book to have power. So therefore, you're trying to teach Yah, who is the word, with the power, that he can only be taught from a book. He only is what a book said that he is. That's what make him the I am. You want me to be your book? When you want me to be your book, let me be your book if that's what you want. But I am the I am. I'm not your book. That's why he was trying to state to the people and had to say it 4 times in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. In the beginning was the Word was with Yah, the Word is Yah, and it was with him in the beginning. But what was this book then? You see how ignorant people are? Because to make this book the Word, then you mean to tell me if this book is the Word, then who is the Word that was before this book? You see what I'm saying? People have taken him and who he stands for. He is the Word. And that's what comes in you to teach you all things. Now, he said you can study to show yourself approved. Yourself is your flesh. But when I come in, now we're dealing with the spirit realm. But no, they don't want to do that. They want to teach you from the level of this book without the power and without the word. Can't be done. That's why you got so many denominations, so many interpretations, so many different religions, so many different beliefs, so many feelings and emotion caught up in this book. Then they pull out all the lost books, then pull up Enoch. When it all said and done, Enoch ain't got nothing on my father. All the lost books ain't got no power over my father. And that's what people keep forgetting. No, they ain't forgetting it. Y'all say it ain't in them. It's just like the 10 virgins. 5 had oil and 5 didn't. That means 5 had y'all in them. And 5 didn't have nothing. And that's what it is showing you an example. People will take the 10 virgins and they'll make them out of their own belief of what they can believe. And they can teach that thing. They'll teach you that thing. They'll level that thing. They'll wear you out by that with that thing, but they'll never tell you the truth of the whole matter. And route that thing in spirit and truth. They can't do it. They can only teach you from the word in this book, the way they can tamper with it and chew it down to get you win over you. But when that Ruach come, he come in at what? He coming to break you. But when he break you, he gonna make you. And he gonna be greater than anything else. And that's why you ain't gonna have to worry about all these clowns and getting all these tickets to circuits all over the place. All on YouTube. I'm gonna get me a ticket to here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here every morning, every evening, every midnight hour. You up looking and listening to people giving you food for your flesh. And then your spirit is over here anorexia. Because you ain't gave it no spiritual food. Because these people that feed you from this devil platform is there to feed the world its food. It holds no spirit and truth. So I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of it. And even if you didn't, it wasn't for you. How about that? How about that? And I, Sister Deborah, said to those in the live chat, it's good to see you. I appreciate each and every last one of you. And I will be back. Oh, did I give y'all that again? If you get in the situation and you're trying to figure out what they're doing in your United States, these people will bring you closer. These ain't holy roly people. These ain't saved people. These are the people that Yah is allowing the world to know the truth. Why? Because it ain't going to change a thing about them. It ain't going to change you because you listening to them. They ain't going to change. They're going to love America even more, even when they know America did that to 9/11 and all these other things that they done. Oh, it's way beyond that, y'all. It's way beyond it. They sitting here telling you the truth, but guess what? They ain't changing nothing. Nothing. So I, Sister Deborah, say that that's what he had to explain to me in the beginning of the water, that he have son prophets and prophetess that are fake, pastors that's fake. Somebody want to ask you where they come from? Hey, tell them, check, I son them. Then Yeshua tell y'all they're going to be false prophets, false teachers. Then why would he be lying? He getting it from the kingdom. So I'm letting you know, I had it first already. It is written. that they're going to come. They're going to come to feed the world. That's why they getting glory, they getting praise, they getting honor. And these devil platforms are making them think they famous and they great to give the world food for its dying spirit. So I, Sister Deborah says, see you again. Shalom and shalom.